Rangers Radio. Hello, hello, this is the phone-in show. We're on the air at 9 o'clock on every weekday night, taking calls about the Jazz.
Well, good evening and welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Fox, here on the panel tonight. It's Bridgeman and Mr. Port Bear, Stato. How we doing, Mutters?
All right, mate. How we doing, Bridgeman? How we doing?
Can I just say a huge good evening to you guys in the panel here. Big good evening to the boys in the lobby and to all the Rangers fans listening all over the world. Good evening and welcome to Rangers Radio.
Bridge?
2 sleeps.
Yes, but remember when you were at school, mate?
When I was
10,
at school?
15,
Oh, goodness, that was a while ago, I know. Which one? Which school are you talking
not
about?
the one that was approved.
No, okay then.
Do you know how these boys that done all the homework and the teacher's pet and all that?
Oh, yeah.
I've got one.
You've got
What
one?
are you talking about?
Stato's a swap, mate. You ought to see the stuff he produces, mate. Unbelievable.
By the way, just remember one thing. He's got about 90 kids, so he might be getting them to do it.
Phew. I tell you what, unbelievable the stuff he produces.
Well done anyway, Port Bear.
Yeah,
Well done,
brilliant.
pal.
That is brilliant, mate. I've got to say, mate, the stuff he produces is brilliant.
He's got nothing else
Port
today, by the way. He's got nothing else today.
Bear. Well, that's true, mate. That's true. Hang about churches. Right, where are we? Port Bear, obviously, last night you were at that meeting. You gave us a quick catch up how it went. Now you've had time to reflect. What's your thoughts been, Mugger?
Well, obviously, reflecting on for what happened last night, mate, and then obviously reading a lot of other social media stuff today. And we know we can't believe everything we read, mate. But I'm still in the frame of mind, mate. I'm very positive because I don't know how much more people out there want to disbelieve Castore, disbelieve what Andy Cole says. Last night. In my opinion, the guy was totally transparent. Some difficult questions were posed to him and James Bisgrove. And I don't know what their fans want. They've admitted they made mistakes. They've admitted there was mistakes made in all different grounds, as in manufacturing, time scales are getting stripped, so etc. etc. They even admitted the bit of probably more they can chew. They were shocked by the demand. So I really don't understand a lot of the negativity still flying about the Castore deal, mate. I don't know what fans want to hear, but what I want to put in perspective, mate, is 6 weeks. In 6 weeks, that's what this deal's been started. So the deal was started 6 weeks ago, mate, when they started talking. Obviously we went on behind the scenes.
Oh, 6 months, mate. 6 months.
6 months, sorry, aye. But in 6 months, and then from the first sales of strips, I think they've done a tremendous job, mate. I really have.
Right, I know you bought some gear, mate, and you're on an assertion. And I know you had some Castore gear before we even knew who they were. Is that correct?
I did. I had a hoodie and a body warmer, yep.
Right, okay. So, would anything that was said before stop you from buying any more stuff, or is your thoughts on the gear still the same?
No, mate, I won't change my mind. I will not change my mind. I went to that meeting last night, and I know there's a few fans out there that think, people were handpicked for that. I wasn't certainly handpicked to go to that meeting. So, in my opinion, the gear is as good as the gear that I originally bought. Mm-hmm. I've not bought a Rangers hoodie yet, but I will do. I've not bought a Rangers body warmer yet, but I will do. But I don't expect to see any different quality next year. They've made mistakes, mate, and that's all I want to reiterate to the fans. And Rangers fans have made mistakes and they've admitted these. They're trying to work through them. They're on their way to putting all these mistakes right for us all. Just give them time, guys. Give them time.
Mm-hmm. Bridgeman, I don't mean to be rude, but you might purchase something for a family or a friend or your co-host even. Would it what's happened? Stop you going to the shop and buying something?
Absolutely not. Overall, I'm delighted with what's happened. I'm delighted with what's happened with our club regarding Castore, and I'm going with what Port Bear says. I know that he's a fan of Castore anyway for a start, and he quite likes this guy Bisgrove. So
his Stardog tells me it's a slim fitting he likes.
It's a slim fit, no. But no, I'm not being funny when I say that. I've got no doubts that some of the stuff there's been problems with. I've already said all that, and it's behoving to Castore and our company at Glasgow Rangers to make sure that our fans are not getting tread upon, used, abused in any way, shape or form through this. They're doing everything they can, the fans that is, to put money into Rangers coffers. This is what they want to do. They don't need to get messed about and screwed around and told that they're rubbish. No, you don't matter, and so on and so forth. If they have a problem with an item, get it back to them and just get it replaced. Like that. That's what they should be doing. No messing about. Just do it because Rangers fans deserve it. Is that too much?
I'm the fat man.
Aye. Very good.
Oh dear. We're trying to get you as many fans as Big Stevie, but we're failing.
I know, that's right. Stevie can keep his fans, mate.
He's getting all sorts through the post, mate. I can't keep up with mate.
What was that box at the door I fell over?
That was his latest stuff that came through. I don't want to tell you what was in it. You wouldn't believe it.
Yeah.
Right. Let's just say it wasn't selection boxes. Right. Port. So if anybody out there wants to come to phone us up and give a different view, yeah, they're welcome to join us. Yeah, and see what the others.
Yeah, I would love to hear their opinions, mate. I really would.
Mm-hmm. So what's the number,
because,
mate? If anybody wanted to do that,
Greg for the SLO, he's more than willing to help with complaints, guys. If you've got complaints out there, young Greg at the SLO, Rangers SLO, he's more than willing to help anybody that's having problems. But I'll reiterate what I said last night. If you have problems and you stay local, I know it's difficult if you stay further afield, but get the item back. Get the item back straight to the shop, because they're doing automatic, exchanges and refunds. So, get in contact with the guys as quick as possible. The turnaround now is 24 hours for complaints. So that's a big step up from what it was before.
I've read online somebody complaining that they said they complained and had need feedback. We're letting the thing settle down and we'll take it from there. But if people want to join us, if they've got a different viewport, what's the number?
It's 0141 356 1972.
Phone in, hang up, and the technical team, yes, the technical team of Fox and Old School Blue will contact you straight back. Where else can you join us, Bridge?
You can join us at Skype on RangersRadio.online, and Old School Blue and or Fox will bring you in and look after you. Enjoy yourself.
Is Fox still the executive producer, Bridge?
To my knowledge, I haven't heard anything official from you that there's been any change.
I gave myself that title, mate, and bought a chair and everything, so I'm just wondering if it's still is. All right, I'm really pleased, Port, that I'm glad you had the opportunity to go. Coincidence, something we know. Fantastic. Hopefully they do more to different people so they can get the message out there to other people and speak to people and allay fans' fears. But things seem to be moving in the right direction.
Aye, in company terms, Oxford, in my opinion, they're doing everything they can. They really, really are. They've upped their staffing. They're looking at, basically they're making the manufacturing, targets, but obviously employing more people at the manufacturing plants and stuff. Mate, they're doing everything they can. Like I say, I find it very difficult. Some of the things I'm reading is pretty nasty, and I just don't understand why it's so bad when, it's relatively a new deal with a new manufacturer, especially in the world of kit manufacturing. Mate, they're only new.
Mm-hmm. Just remind us what the amount of garments is sold in store and online.
Well, first of all, 35 countries, which were first of all, that's fine, my stuff. And the in-store stuff is 1 million items sold, and online's 4 million, mate. So it's 5 million, items of merchandise, whether that be, Ranger strips, socks, shirts, flip-flops, or the sliders, Jimmy calls them, So there's a lot of stuff out there, mate, available. And in my opinion, they're trying their hardest to make sure everything's perfect.
Okay. We'll move on to something else that's happened and maybe split people's opinion on social media. Some photographs broke today, Bridge. I don't know if you've seen them.
No, I have not, pal, no.
Is
this where I saw some photographs about the new tunnel on you.
That's correct, aye.
Right, okay.
When I saw about a tunnel, I thought we were building our tunnel, Clyde Tunnel, to get from the north to the south of the city. I didn't realise it was Ibrox. Some people very emotive about it. It's not finished yet, so we can't. I don't know about you, Port, but I can't make my mind up to end until it's finished, yeah?
I'm one of these guys, Oxford. I love tradition. I love tradition, but I also, love the fact they're trying to modernise the stadium and bring it up to, the future, basically. I loved all the old oak panels and stuff. I love, everything about Ibrox, the big oak doors, the marble staircase. I absolutely love it. But Rangers are trying to create, an atmosphere in a stadium that looks the part. And I'll only go in stadiums that I've saw developed over the years, like the new Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. We're fully, electronic, mate. And I think the way the new tunnel looks, in my opinion, we've got to remember, Oxford, we're the sort of past Rangers fans coming through. We've got kids and grandkids coming through behind us, and the stadium needs to be brought to a level, in my opinion, that they can enjoy as well. So, I like it. I've seen it, pictures I've saw. I've seen people saying it looks like a nightclub. It looks like, something else.
I can understand that.
I like it.
It looks like a nightclub. I can see it when they're coming through. I like it. Was I standing in the corner with Fox, with Hoff?
No. No, you are not. No.
I can see where they're coming from, but I'll save judgment, Bridge, till we see it completed. You know what I mean? See what it looks like when it's done.
Yeah, I don't quite understand I know there's been a couple of complaints about it, but I'm not dead sure what they're complaining about, really, other than the fact that they just want to complain. Maybe it's too brash or whatever. Maybe they think that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just keen on everything the club do. I'm just keen on it.
When you drove up there in Port yesterday, did you notice anything else is going on? Yeah.
Well, I hadn't been up since the Bayer Leverkusen, mate, game, and then I saw, obviously the new shop. I saw the new, hoardings and posters I put up regarding all the titles that we've won, etc., history of the club. And there was also things on all the lampposts and stuff, like flags, again, reiterating the strength of our club, our history and all that. It's all coming together. Oxford, it's definitely looking great, Ibrox, since I was even last up. There's also a lot of things going behind the scenes that we're not aware of until we arrive at the stadium, etc. I just touch on Oxford. I know some people are saying, there should be more money maybe spent on outside the stadium rather than the tunnel. That wasn't necessary. I seen somebody saying that earlier on in a comment on Twitter. I get that. I really get what they're saying, but I just think the stadium is looking a wee bit tired, Oxford, in my opinion. The tunnel did look a bit tired. That's the same tunnel I remember the previous 9-0 team running out to. So let's bring the club into the future, Oxford, for our kids and that to enjoy as well. I think it looks tremendous, mate.
As I say, I'll reserve judgment. I understand that some people like tradition. I get that. I understand that, Bridge.
I kind of understand it too. When Rangers first put that type of that tunnel thing up, I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was a real head of fashion for a football club to put these things up, the retractable tunnel. I think they're very good. I'm not dead sure, as I was trying to say earlier, I'm not dead sure what the major complaint about it is, and I'm sure there will be some genuine thoughts on it, but I just don't understand it all.
To be fair, it's not. I would say it's where the tunnel entrance area that we're seeing getting done up. The actual tunnel's the tunnel, isn't it?
No, they're not doing the Well, they're not doing the inside of the tunnel as well with different colour of blue.
Well,
I think it is. That's possible with it. I don't really know, and we'll find out over the next day or two what it's
the
all about.
photographs I've seen was near the entrance area to the tunnel, but
Yeah, okay.
obviously they would maybe.
Well, it might be that. It might be a new carpet and so on and so forth coming down. You know.
But people get their thoughts on that tradition versus modern. There's a debate.
Aye, very, very good debate, mate. There's a good debate developing online in regards to it. So that'd be another thing that I'd love to hear from, the listeners out there. Come in and let us know what you think about the new tunnel. As Fox says, tradition versus the future. What do you prefer?
I don't know if it's so much the future. It's more modern, isn't it?
Yeah.
Rather than tradition. But I get where some people have got a slant on the like things the way they were, but obviously things change. But let's see if it's finished. So people have got a view. What's the number? Port Bear.
0141 356 1972.
Or joins at Skype at RangersRadio.online. We brought in a call with Fox or Old School Blue. If you use the phone in, hang up, and we'll contact you right back. Yeah, what going on at the club? Revenue streams, but then again, a lot of people, and rightly so, potentially people still getting in the games a week on Saturday, Port Bear, and lo and behold, two of the clubs that have the COVID breach are involved in the matches.
Beggars belief, mate. Absolute beggars
belief. See what he done there, Bridge? That was quite good, wasn't it?
It's quite smart sometimes. He's used to these kind of things down in Port Glasgow, of course,
I don't think he meant it, but we've seen what he done there.
He kind of tripped himself up a wee bit right into it, to be honest. No, but you're right with what you were saying. I cannot, for the life of me, I cannot believe that there's a whole host of this COVID-19 outbreak. They're cutting it down and cutting it down and cutting it down. But that this wee window, the only team, there's only two teams now, isn't there, that would lose out on that. As St Mirren we're going to be allowed to do it, and Rangers. So the only two teams that are allowed to do it, and a home game that is up north. Well, but really the main recipients as it goes forward will be the two clubs that, shall we say, started the ball rolling in it all. Maybe an advertisement.
Hi guys, how you doing?
Well, we've got a caller. Evening, caller.
David Ferguson. I phoned you about a month ago or something.
All right, David, how you doing, mate? All right?
No bad, pal, no bad. I was listening to you talk about Castore. Before I get to that, do you know why the retractable tunnel was put at Ibrox? Can you remember?
I remember Sooners got it done.
But why?
I've got no idea, pal.
Andrew Waddle, the referee, got pelted with coins after they sent Ian Durrant and Graham Roberts half against Hamilton.
I remember that.
And the following time he played at Ibrox, I said, "Oh my God, look at the bung, a big McHugh's lager retractable tunnel."
They weren't throwing coins at the referee. They were throwing money to their mates at the other side of the enclosure, mate.
I forgot about that, mate, but that was Andrew Waddle's mates.
I remember the incident, mate.
That's when it was. So honestly, I can remember it very well. Because I was in an enclosure that day. I never chucked any coins. I'm too miserable for that. But to get back to the Castore, I bought 8 Rangers tops for sons, nephews, nieces, that kind of stuff.
Right, okay.
Not a problem, mate, at all. Not a problem.
Seriously, mate? Seriously?
Seriously, aye. So I've not had a problem with any one of them at all. There was 2 that were a bit tight on my daughter's boyfriend and my niece, so I sent them back, and that was about 3 weeks ago. I've still got the receipt for the post office, and I've not had any word for them at all. So it's just a customer service I find.
Right, okay.
Yep.
I mean, I'm on Castore's side. I think that's a great thing for the club. And when you were talking about, I can't remember who was saying it, but 5 million pieces of stuff coming out either the online.
I think that was just your family, mate.
Say again, sorry?
I think that was just your family.
Yeah, that was between him and Port Bear.
I know, I've been told that with my own family, I know. By Christmas, I've got Mary to buy for the grandkids and that as well. So I'll be paying for somebody's leg in there or something, or somebody's, somebody will be getting their wages after me. That's for sure. I mean, but I don't mind. I've got Rangers pools. I've got the Rangers Lotto. I don't mind as long as my money's gone to Rangers Football Club and no Mike Ashley or somebody like him. I don't mind at all. I know someone a good cause.
I love your
and it's going to make
attitude.
my club better.
I love
Sorry,
your
mate.
attitude. If you don't mind me asking, what age range were the people that you bought the stuff for?
They differed
Roughly.
actually. My young brother stays in Cheshire. He was 52, and my
Right.
niece is the youngest. She was 14. So, and anything in between that.
Right, okay. And
but
were they happy?
I've still got made to buy.
Apart from the sizes ones, which will come me, because that you've got a gripe there, and a genuine gripe. Were they happy with the goods, the ones that fitted?
Absolutely, no problem at all. I bought my two sons the black with the tangerine,
Mm-hmm.
and they loved it. I bought my brother the blue one, he loved it. I bought my niece the white one, she loved it, and I've not a problem because I said to them, any problems, give me a shout. And I've been on the phone to them the past couple of weeks, but I've sent two back, and because they were just too wee, and I've had nothing back at all. But I've kept to the seat anyway because it is £120 when all said and done. But I'm just going to reinvest that again. I'm just going to get the bigger sizes. That's all.
So you're looking for an exchange, really?
Aye, but they don't do exchanges seemingly because of this COVID thing.
You have to go to the shop, I believe.
Oh, have you? Well,
And
I'm
you
in a
come
wheelchair, mate. I
what?
can't
And you
get to
come
the shop.
what?
Aye, how you doing, David, mate?
How you doing, Paul? Right.
I was at meeting last night, mate, and that seemed to be quite a common complaint in regards to customer services. But Castore, like I say, I don't know if you listened to the show last night. Castore were caught out, mate, with demand, and then obviously with the buying power of Rangers fans, the blue pound being as great as it is, they didn't, the amount bought, but they've since then quadrupled their customer services. They're getting on top. They're working on roughly about 24 hours behind at the moment. But if your strips that are a bit tighter, and that seems to be another common complaint because they're quite well fitted, I had to get a extra large myself, mate. So.
Bridge, stop laughing.
I'm the same, mate.
But I would always say to fans, go a size up when you're originally wearing, and you're in t-shirts in the house.
But you see a size up with covering port?
Aye, well that's what I did, Oxtear. I'm usually a large, mate, and I went one
I thought they
size
did
up.
sell triple XL.
So what do you actually do then? After say another week, that's a month. The two tops are being sent back. Who do I phone the customer service?
Have you got the strips for you?
No, they're back.
Your strips personally?
No, they were sent back. I get 8 I bought, and 6 I'm getting warned now by people, but the other 2 had to get sent back because they were too wee. But I've got the postal receipt. But that's 3 weeks now, not a thing. I'm not one of these complainers, mate. I'm not complaining. I'm not going to kick up hell. I don't do that. It's not my style. I know the situation they're in. A bit like the Manchester Police doing at the UEFA Cup final, you know what I mean? I've still got the front page of the Manchester Evening News. It says a blue tsunami has hit Manchester. As it says, up to 250,000 Rangers fans are in Manchester and surrounding areas. 250,000. That's what it says. They didn't expect that either. They thought 100,000 maybe come down.
I see your point. I see your point there with the goods, but I think better if we get Davy's details after the show. We'll phone you back, Davy. You're welcome to stay on.
Mate.
We'll phone you back after the show and we'll take your details and we'll pass it on, mate.
No problem at all. I'm here anyway. Same phone number anyway, mate.
Aye, man. Listen, mate, on your own, how do you think it's going with the team, etc.? What's your views on how the season's building?
Well, I hate not playing in front of fans. I hate that. Even some of the football I've been watching there. But the way that no letting in a goal for 6 games, plus the 4 friendlies that people seem to forget about. I know it is only friendlies. there's 10 games out of 11. By 11, Christian was the one that was a good goal they scored against us. So the defence is absolutely looking watertight. Disappointed at Livingston. And I thought to myself, here we go again. But going to Hamilton there and getting the result, and I just think we need to put our foot on the throat. See we're on top like that. Get the goals. Make subs when you're 4-0 up, 5-0 up, and bring on a couple of youngsters if you want. No, make sure they've got the game well and really won. Because that McLaughlin save against Hamilton, when it was 2-0, that would have made that a terrible last 20 minutes for a lot of us. Do you know what I mean? They were just pumping high balls in and all sorts. But no, overall, mate, I'm absolutely delighted the way things are going.
All right, can I ask you a question?
I think means I win the league.
I hope you're right, mate.
Right, so Sunday phone is back then, aye.
We will phone you back after the show. Can I ask you one question before you go, Davey?
Sorry?
Who are you starting in goal if you pick the team on Saturday?
Oh, it's McLaughlin.
All right, okay.
He's done nothing right. I used to play in goals for amateur fella. And if I kept 6 clean sheets and then the regular keeper that was fit again, I get put out, I wouldn't be happy. He's done nothing wrong at all. So until he starts maybe make mistakes or whatever, then I'm afraid McGregor, who I love, but he's 38 now, McGregor. McLaughlin's 32. So I think for McLaughlin's confidence more than anything else, he gets kept here, because I think it would knock his confidence away to hell if he get taken out of the team when he's done nothing wrong. Do you know what I mean?
All right, well said, mate.
McGregor's been a great servant to us, but no, McLaughlin's doing well, and he's got an understanding with the defenders, and I'm sure McGregor, being a big Rangers fan that he is, he'll understand all this, because I know I would.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Mate. All right, listen, mate, thanks very much for the call, and we'll call you back when we're done.
No problem at all, mate, I love it.
All right, thanks very much, David.
Okay,
Cheers, David.
This is turning into a mystery for me, Port Bear and Bridge.
Aye.
Because we've spoke to a lot of people. We've gave people the opportunity for let us phone us up, tell them we've had a bad experience. All right, you could argue the customer service isn't great there, we'll accept that.
Yep.
But the actual garments, they seems to have a problem.
No, I mean, they gave, a sort of figure last night, Oxshire, a less than 3%, all them items sold were actually faulty, mate. So that tells me 97% of items are perfect. I just feel sometimes, especially, on lines like Twitter and Facebook and stuff, they can put a very negative spin on things. And I saw some of the pictures that I saw with the faulty stuff on it. It was like the same picture, mate, you've seen about 20,000 times. So I would like to know actually how accurate these pictures were. What was it, stripped, sabotaged? And then put it online to put a negative spin on what Rangers are doing. I believe there's a bit of that. But I'm going to put my neck in the line here, mate. I think there's a lot more fans like my mate Davey there who are in the same frame of mind as him than there is of the other kind, but they just want to, seem to want to cut Rangers' throat at every corner, mate.
All right, okay. But if somebody has got a different view, they're about to come on here, Gatebridge, if they've had a bad experience, we'll listen and see what they've done. But I've not came across anybody who's not happy with the goods, even Foxy's sliders.
And JFK's sliders as well. He's like Sam, no problem.
Like you over David there, any assistance, I'm more than happy if anybody has got a problem to contact Greg Marshall at the SLO on behalf of anybody and ask him to assist me in helping them. I don't mind doing that at all to help people out, mate. I really don't.
Can I come in on that for a minute?
Yes, mate.
And what that's what I was trying to say a wee bit earlier on when we were talking these things. There should be a phone number for our Rangers fans to phone up and say there's something wrong. Sorry?
There is, mate. There is.
No, but it's not widely known, right? All I'm meaning is as a fan base, and we're buying all this stuff, and when something goes wrong, there doesn't appear to be any sense or sensibility about how they go about it. Some guys do it and it works perfectly well. Others just don't do it at all. It doesn't happen for them. And it would be nice if they had a phone number to talk to, a customer service phone number.
All right. So, look, if people want to contact us, particularly concerning not so much the Castore, if they have got real issues, we'll hear from people. But tonight, what's broke today with an Ibrox tradition or modern, anybody's views, come and join us, give your thoughts as we start slowly building up to the Dundee United game, Bridgeman, and you're starting to get excited. I can hear it in your voice.
Oh, yeah, look, it feels like an eternity since we saw our team. Mm-hmm. And that, we're only talking about on the TV. But I think all of us.
Oh, what's he done? He's put himself in mute.
He's fell asleep. He's fell asleep. His keyboard.
Come on, Bridge.
Sorry, pal.
Okay?
I started running, and the dishwasher started going. Ah! So apologies to everyone. I had to go and mute there. I do apologise. But oh God. Anyway, we were. Go on, get us back on track again.
Right, so I can't two sleeps to go, and I can hear you getting excited.
Yes, exactly.
I thought you were that excited your wires had broke.
No, it wasn't that. It's just one of those embarrassing moments, But we were just talking about that the other night there, you hear noises and oh my God, it gets picked up and the whole world hears it,
The microphones are very, very sensitive.
Yeah, very sensitive, pal. But no, I'm really looking forward to it, and it's as if I'd never seen them for God knows how long, and that's what it feels like. And I'm sure that other guys here feel the same way. They love to see their team. I'd love to be able to go to Ibrox or wherever and see them in person. However, that doesn't appear to be happening. And the way things are going on the COVID-19 side of things, that might even be, I think JFK might be closer to the truth as to what's going to happen. We and Rangers might not see our team for a long time. I don't know, of course, but I think that's what she said tonight. Yeah.
Obviously, this weekend's postponed, and obviously things are moving all the time. But I do find it galling, Port Vale, that some of the teams who broke the regulations in Scotland put the league at jeopardy are starting to play in front of some fans potentially next week. You couldn't make it up, could you?
No, as I touched on earlier on, mate, it's shocking. I see she's put out a date of the 5th of October as the next time we might get a chance to see fans in the stadium again. That's the sort of date she gave. But, I'm wondering now, next year, with that Old Firm game looming as well, will they ask yet again for the game to be postponed and move further on to get their fans at the stadium? After hearing about the two clubs that broke the rules are the first club that's going to get a chance to have fans in their stadium. It wouldn't surprise me if they asked to get it moved again.
Aye. I think Mr. McCoy's, I don't know if you've seen that today, Port, Mr. McCoy's had a wee go about the fixtures and that random computer.
Right.
Yeah. But I think Macy's think he's right. Lo and behold, the Old Firm game moved for the first 3 or 4 games to the season to the last one. Just a random computer, of course.
Aye, nothing funny going on there, Rox. Nothing to see here.
No,
move random on, computer, ma bahookie.
Come on, Bridge, you can't say that.
But we know we can have a laugh, but it's quite serious, really, isn't it? That and all the authorities and everything are all there, and it's right in front of your face.
What about Mr. Doncaster? I don't know if you picked that up, Port, but he was on radio. What was it, Sky? I think it was Radio 5 Live, I think. And he said that Scottish football had to be shut down because of the government.
All right.
And the season had to be called early.
I didn't see that. Aye,
another myth that's been perpetrated.
Well, let's just say, mate, in the current format and the current way the league was won last year, if that's the case this year, then I'll take my first title, mate. I don't care how we get it, as long as we get it. And in the interest of fairness, that's what should happen. If they call the league tomorrow, we're sitting top, so champions.
I'm sure they'll come up with some formula to change the rules, but there you go.
That won't be allowed, Port Bear. That won't be.
Right, Port, we had a wee talk, started sort of messing about with the team last night, and Bridgeman, we never get by goalkeeper and centre half, really. A lot of debate, opened up a lot of debate, good debate and positive debate, yeah?
Yeah, I think the one of the things that the goalkeeper, the McLaughlin goalkeeper, is very popular, and he was I wasn't going to say 100%, but you were asking a sort of off the cuff survey, and there wasn't very many against him, so it looks as if he's going to be okay.
Yeah, know that those surveys are how to pick your team. We should have done that under Warburton, but maybe no under Mr. Gerrard. Port Bear,
Yes.
what's your thinking of the game on Saturday, and how would you line up?
Well, I listened to you last night, and again, just what Bridgeman was saying, it was great to hear different opinions on our goalkeeping situations, centre half position, right through the spine of our team. We seem to have very good options where I don't think too many Bears are sort of concerned of who's going to be picked, certainly through the central part of the team. But I would probably go as is, mate. The way it's been, I wouldn't change probably. I'd probably say the same back. John McLaughlin in goal, Tavernier, Goldson. I think Hollander has to stay in. Barisic, if he's fit. Obviously, we're hearing he's got a knock. Midfield, I think Aribo comes back in with Kamara and Jack, in my opinion. And then up front.
Do you think Aribo's fit? You think Aribo's fit?
I'm reading different things.
Can I cut across you? We've been joined by Denver Bear. Evening, Denver.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. How are we?
Listen, I read something, or I saw something on the television. One day it was 36 degrees in Denver, and the next day it was 3 degrees. Is that correct?
Aye, that was, we had a record 101 degrees temperature on Saturday, and then we had snow on Tuesday. So
wow. Just wow. Changeable, eh?
Aye.
It's a bit changeable, Denver.
It went for 101 degrees, Bridge, on Saturday, and then on Tuesday it was 30 degrees. Snowing like a snowy thing. So,
oh my God.
Mental. Just madness. They just did this for me here, Bridge. That's it,
And how you coping? You coping all right?
I did all right. I just stopped for lunch there and I thought I'd give you a call, give you a wee update on what's happening here in Denver.
Well, he prefers the story to her or one.
We're looking for somebody to tell us what they're having for their lunch then. What are you having?
I just had some nuts, some blueberries and some yogurt. See?
Oh, God, you're silly, but fit as a fiddle.
I no longer eating all the rolls and sausage and rolls and pies and all that, but that doesn't happen here,
Stodge.
And all that,
See, people can change, Bridge.
That's right.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, they can.
What's on your mind, Denver?
Anyway, I was just going to. I heard you talking about letting fans in and all that, and here's this was just released yesterday about here in Denver in the Broncos Stadium. So it's a 85,000 capacity, and in 3 weeks' time they're going to have 5,700 fans in, and they're going to let them in a block of 175 at a time. So that's the latest thing that's happening here. So I don't see why they can't do that out there,
Yeah. Well, I don't know the stats, but some of the things I can't get my head around. I'm all for public safety in Denver, but I can't get that somebody can't go and visit their mall, but they can take their mall to the pub. I can't get my head around it.
I know, exactly. Me and my missus were talking about it, how mental that Sturgeon, she's just mad. She's just a nutter, bonkers, that woman.
And what about you looking forward to the game on Saturday, mate?
Oh, aye, definitely, aye. Yeah, a hard wee game, I think, I think that Mickey Mellon's got that mob up playing a bit of football, so aye, be good stuff, because that international break, man, that'd rip your knitting completely, man. It just, oh, God, just terrible stuff, I never even watched any of the Scotland game at all.
I think Scotland's first game was open to anybody that wanted to go could.
That would be a bit summing up, Ox, aye.
Any major changes for you, Denver, before I get Port Bears 11?
I'd stick with the same division again, man. I just, me, I just like keep a winning team, Ox, That's the bottom line for me. I don't know, I heard you talking about Big Aribo there. What's the latest on him?
No picked up if he's fit. It's disturbing me a wee bit. Port Bear. The manager's intimated that he's fit.
He never even mentioned him, because if you listen back to his, there was reports he was obviously still injured, but there's also, he never confirmed or denied whether he was still injured or not. So I'm hoping he's probably fit, but he might. I'm thinking he's probably not going to start the game next year. Maybe if he is, even 60% or 70% fit, maybe they'll get him on at some point. So they'll probably go with the same midfield three with Davis, Jack, and Kamara in there. Kamara had a great time away. Kamara get, raving reports for the gaffer. You get raving reports for, the pundits in the European Championships as well. So, and albeit, they've got away and they've done well for their teams. The front three again will be probably Ryan Kent. I'm not sure if even Itten's back either, mate. So, Kamar Roof, and maybe you'll get to see the Buffalo this weekend, mate.
You like the Buffalo Denver, don't you?
Aye, I love him. I want him to stay. I just love that wee guy. You're watching few of his goals and all that big cheesy puts on. I work every day with Hispanic guys, and they're all the same. They've all got that grumpy face on them, and then you make them smile and all that, because they don't understand the word I say. So that's how you make them smile here,
Bridge?
Doing a bridge, man.
Aye. Come on, Bridge. Earth to Bridge. He worries me.
Aye, pal, sorry. This bloody machine's going mad in the background here. I'm trying to gauge it,
Stop sitting on it.
I know. Murder Polish. For the team on Saturday, I would agree with the guys. I would go with the strongest team available. Their team has been doing very well up to now. So I wouldn't like them to make too many changes, unless, of course, injury requires it. But if they're all fit, the guys that started in the last game could keep going and play this game. I don't see a problem there. However, I'm under no illusions. I'm just a fan, and there's a lot of other fans would rather see so-and-so playing than so-and-so playing. I'd be quite happy to go with the team that has been successful for us and played not too bad. But really in my heart, I'd love them to play Morelos at some point in the game. Morelos has scored a hat-trick. That's what I'd really love. But tell people where to go, Shocking. I know I'm bad. It's very controversial, but there you go.
What's your thinking of the team, Port Bear?
I think at some point, actually, we need to consider, like Bridgeman says, I'm pretty much keep the same team as if everybody's fit, get them back in. So I think the back five picked themselves with McLaughlin in goal. The centre mid three, if Aribo's definitely out, will definitely be Jack, Davis and Kamara. In the front three with Kent on the left. And maybe you get to see Kamara Roof on the right. I would like that, and Morelos back through the middle, mate, because I think Rangers need to be, business sensible here. We need to get Morelos back in the shop window, mate, whether he's staying or he's going. If we need to get him fit to start firing goals. If he's going, we still need to get him in the team, in my opinion, to get teams looking at him again. I know there's reports, there's teams looking at him, but, he can't be very well match fit, mate, if he's not played for any time he's been out since. So Gerrard's got a bit of dilemma in his hands in several positions throughout the team, but it's still a good headache to have. But he's difficult one is Paul Morelos, who plays through in the middle.
I don't see a problem on Saturday, Denver. I'm expecting 3 points, and I'm expecting a reasonably comfortable victory. I'll be honest with you.
I would agree with you, Ox. I'd like to get that early goal again. I don't like that when we don't score until the second half and all that. That just makes me nervous. Especially after what we've watched in the last couple of years.
Aye, early goals are always good, aren't they? But I think he was a good self-mate. Don't take the throat off. Don't take your foot off the throat when you've got them doing. That's a wee bit what we've done in Hamilton Port there. I'd just like to keep us playing at a high tempo and really polish teams off.
I think what will help, Oxford, what will help is under Mickey Mellon, and I've watched them a couple of times this season. They like to play, mate. I don't think they'll sit in, which in my opinion suits Rangers, because if you open up against Rangers, you try to play against Rangers. That's when we seem to hurt teams. Just need to, if any team opens us up, that's when I think we look most deadly when we're playing in Europe. So if any Scottish teams open up, and there's a big quality difference probably between Dundee United and some of the European teams we've met. If they open up against us, mate, they'll get hurt. There's a wee bit, in my opinion, there's a wee bit of needle in that game. I think maybe not with certain players, but certainly supporters' minds. I don't think a lot of people hold Dundee United in high regard. So in my opinion, there's a wee bit of needle in the game for the weekend coming up. With Nicky Clark, who'll probably start up front because young Shanklin's injured as well. So I think it'll be a good game. I'm expecting a comfortable win, mate, like yourself.
Mm-hmm. Denver, I don't know if you picked up online there. They're doing up the tunnel area at Ibrox, and people have got strong views on it. It's sort of tradition versus modern. Being a younger bloke, where do you stand yourself?
I've not seen it.
Younger bloke.
Bridge, come on now, come on. I've not seen anything about that here. Hey, I made some inquiries over the weekend, and on the 2nd, it'll be this weekend, it'll be 50 years. In fact, 60 years since I saw my first Rangers game at Ibrox.
Right, 60 years.
Wow. 60 years ago, apparently we beat Airdrie 3-0. We'd been beat 5-1 with the Terriers the week before. So I'm a good luck charm. What's that?
1960.
1960. That was my first ever Rangers game. My old uncle said he told me at the weekend. He said, "I swore I would never take you back again. You were a torn-faced wee so-and-so."
Your uncle's obviously a good judge.
Because all I've done is turn into an old so-and-so, an old torn-faced so-and-so. 60 years ago, eh? Wow. Who'd have thought
that? So what year was that? Was that 60 years ago today?
I looked it up. It was about the 17th of September, Bridge.
Wow, cool.
We beat Airdrie.
Next week,
Airdrie 3-0, aye, 60 years ago. I was talking to my old uncle at the weekend. He took me,
Your old uncle must be a fair age, mate.
It's been a few years since he was a spring chicken, put it that way.
Very good. Been a few years since he was a spring chicken.
Have you bought any of the gear, Castore? Have you bought it online then from Denver?
I've not bought anything, and we're just kind of. My boy will buy it. I'm not a buyer of all that stuff. I'll probably buy him some stuff, but it's not the quality. It's holding me back. It's the sizing. Because, we're not too sure what size he's going to do. He normally takes a large on a football tap, so I don't know whether to get XL or what, And
I've seen some people are saying got one size, other people are saying get up 2 size port there.
Aye, I dare say it depends on your height and all that as well, Oxford. I only went one size up. I went to the shop to try it on, which we get the benefit of doing here, unfortunately, Denver.
Aye.
But I'm usually a large in any other top I've had for Rangers, or any t-shirts that I buy anywhere as well, and I went to an extra large, and it's absolutely fine, honestly.
But you're the perfect weight for your height, Port, but just a pity you're no 6'5", innit?
Well, I was going to say that, mate. Aye, nearly as tall as I am wide, you're right, aye.
Don't worry, you're not the only one. You know,
You need to go on that diet I'm on.
No, you're all right.
I didn't sell it too well there, Roxy.
No, you did. It's the right way to go, but I don't know. Would you like pork berries and blueberries and yogurts and?
I know he's called Denver Bear, but he's a day in his dinner break, got me a tree and scratch his back. I know. Sounds like he's foraging for his food out there.
Well, there's a bear eating the wood. All right, so if you want to give us a call, give your thoughts on the team on Saturday. A lot of people think that on here that should they change. The number is 0141 356 1972. Phone in, hang up, and the technical team will phone you right back. Or join us time at RangersRadio.online. Come in and join us. Help Bridge Ree's dishwasher. Right, okay, so we talked about the goalkeeper, centre-half, Port Bear. You're saying same goalie, same back four, basically everybody fit.
Yep.
Midfield, you're bringing Kamara back. Who did we have play there? We had always Barker playing in that role. Yes, you're taking Barker out of the team.
I would, mate. I would. I think as much as there's been games where he's been very, very positive, I still don't think he's that answer, mate. I really don't. The automatic replacement would probably be Aribo. Joe Aribo. So I'm thinking, if Joe Aribo's not fit, mate, I would go with Hadji. You know me, mate. I would go with Hadji in there.
I think I'm in the Stardog camp.
Aye.
Hadji should be carrying Aribo's boots into the dressing room, I think.
That's a bit harsh, mate. It's a bit harsh. Certainly, I would go with. But I think what he'll do is strengthen the midfield with obviously Kamara, Davis, and Jack. And the front three I would like to see would be Kent, Morelos, and Roof. That's the three I would go with.
All right, Denver, you're a man of no change in a winning team.
I just keep it the same way as. I mean, I forgot about Barker right enough, but maybe Kamara for Barker. I don't know. It'll be interesting tomorrow when we get the updated press conference with Stevie G. We'll maybe get to see what the story is with Aribo and all that,
Aye. Also, I picked up the day where Jermaine Defoe's back in training, so he might get a place on the bench if he's match fit. Port.
It's not a bad guy to have on your bench, mate. We know he's probably the only real fox in the box we've got, in my opinion. Natural goal scorer. And his experience around Morelos and Roof and guys like Itten will hold no bounds, mate. He's a very experienced guy to have around your squad. So, I welcome Jermaine Defoe back into his squad, mate, definitely. Especially Itten out. So we need that extra guy. So I know, very, very pleased to see Jermaine Defoe back and fit.
And we've got 3 games to play in 8 days because obviously we play next Thursday as well, Bridge. So things are cranking up.
Yes, they are indeed, pal. Pressure's going. I don't like to look past the first game, which is the biggest game of our season. That'll be the truth. I think there's a lot of Rangers fans a wee bit wary of Dundee United when they come to Ibrox. Maybe justifiably too. But I think we should pummel them. I really do. I don't think we should have any fear from them coming to Ibrox.
Going for 3 or 4-0?
Yeah, well, they should be. I'll go for a 1. Take a 1 now. But seriously, we shouldn't have any fear from anybody coming to Ibrox. But sometimes it's tough. And we've been embarrassed before, so there's no much. We don't need to go far back to find out how embarrassing it can be going to play Livingston and failing to score. Just shocking stuff.
I don't see any problem on Saturday. Really don't. We play at a tempo. They shouldn't be able to live with us, Denver.
Yeah, but expect. Sorry.
On you go, Bridge.
I was going to say, based on the way you're saying these things, and you're not the only person that says it, but I expect Dundee United to be playing 8 across the back. That's what I expect. 2 banks of 4. That's what I do expect it.
I don't think they set up like that, Bridge.
No.
I think you'll most likely get Mara Hamilton set up. Would you agree with that, Port Bear?
100%, mate. Can I just say, they were very unlucky against the team for the other side. Obviously, we know they scored a very late goal, but Dundee United had varied in many chances against them. You know, they probably should have had two goals, in my opinion, Dundee United. So I think we have to be erring the borderline of caution, mate. But like you scream, all rise to the top, and Rangers' class and ability should carry a game through. But they open up to Rangers, and that's where I think we'll find the gaps and punish them, mate, because they will have a go.
Mate, me and Denver are always cautious, but if we think the result's going to go one way, we'll say it.
That's right.
No,
right, guys, I'm going to have to dash.
Well,
so great.
His berries are done now, so he's leaving.
Get back to your work, you. Get back to your work.
He's going to scratch his back on that tree.
Scratch my back on a tree and all that. It's almost 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so some of us have got to keep the wheels of the industry turning.
What a shocker.
All right, guys. Great to talk to you. All the best, guys.
All the best, Denver.
Take care. Bye.
Stay safe.
I'll do that, bro.
That's unbelievable, isn't it? You know, his lunch break at work in Denver. You know what I mean?
I just feel as if he's just used this to pass his lunch break. I love Denver Bear. What a man. What a character.
Fair play to him.
And what a Bear Bridge, man, eh?
Yeah, he's a big bear, isn't he? He really is a big supporter, I should say. It sounds. I'd love to. I couldn't meet him the last time. I just love to meet him this time. It'd be wonderful. Next time he comes over, that is. Be really nice. Sounds good. I believe his boy was over with him, so they might be bringing him again.
It was a liberty what happened to him. He had everything arranged, and that storm erupted, and again was postponed for the Saturday, and
that's
all
right.
his plans went to pot, but he still went to Ibrox. You know, so fair play to the guy. Love it with bits, Denver Bear. Right, we're getting ready for a tune. Port Bear's put it out there. He's changed the team. He's brought Kamara in. I'm going to ask the question, Port Bear.
Yeah.
You listening?
Mm-hmm.
After the tune, is that positive enough? Or we get back?
How can he bring Kamara in?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yep.
Okay, but we'll come back to it after we have a tune.
On mute.
Today, forever and for always, we are Rangers through and through. Well, the legends come and the legends go, but Rangers live on just the same. For a new one's born when the blue shirts won, and we all remember their name. We are the legendary Rangers. We wear the legendary blue. Today, forever and for always, we are Rangers through
that number might be too fast for you, Bridge.
I was up the other end of the scullery there. I had to run back, marching up and down.
That was a fast tempo number, Bridge.
Oh, really? That is very fast. Very, very fast. It's like they bands that play in the American games, American football
Marching
games.
bands.
They're marching at 10 paces to I can't remember what they say about it. Really
Billy,
fast
don't
stuff.
be a hero.
That's Billy, don't be a hero. Billy, don't be a hero. Don't be a fool with your life. Anyway.
All right, people want to join us. What's the number, Port?
It's 0141 356 1972.
I never quite caught that, but I hope you.
I know you
right
kind of missed out there,
Port
Did
Bear.
I? It's 0141 356 1972.
Oh, he did get
That
it right,
sounds better.
Bridge. He did get it right. I'll join us at Skype at RangersRadio.online. We're out in the Colby Old School Blue Fox. If you phone in, hang up and we'll phone you right back. What can they talk about, Bridge?
You can talk about anything they like about Rangers, all things Rangers. And of course, there's other things that some members of our panel are experts in.
Yes, mate, yes. Port Bear, so I've said to you, I get your coming for you. I personally would take Parker into the team. Bring Kamara back. How are you setting that up, mate? The three?
Well, I'd like to see, if you noticed in the last game, we had Jack and Davis who were taking turns each, mate, basically sitting and going and joining the attack. So I would have Kamara been my sitter, and again letting Jack and Davis go and express herself a wee bit further forward, mate. Stephen Davis has got that, killer eye for a pass. Them split, defence splitting passes, etc. So he had a couple of nice wee touches and a nice wee cross to the back post. If you remember, for Kamara hit the post where the goals and that had came through. So go and let Davis and Jack join in with the attack, mate. Yep.
Right, okay, so you went for Kamara for the set.
Yeah.
Interesting, aye, because a lot of people say that Kamara plays the more positive role for Finland. But
He did during the week. He certainly did during the week, mate. And as I says, and like the manager says, he get raving reports. But I think just because of the legs he's got, just get him in that holding role and let him be the guy to mop everything up and start their attacks off, and let Jack and Davis go and link up with the front three. I think Davis is the most natural guy opening up defence, but obviously I'm worried about his legs. But if you ask Kamara to do quite a lot of the running, that lets Davis and Jack go and express themselves, mate.
all right, okay. And then you've got, if you're playing Roof on the right, Kent on the left, and Morelos through the middle, that would be your choice, yeah?
That'd be my choice, yeah.
Okay, but assuming that Big Hitton's still no fit, yeah?
I think he's still out, mate. I think they said 3 weeks, didn't they? I think this is just about the second one now, yep.
Mm-hmm. All right, Bridge, I can see the rationale. I don't know if I would have Kamara sitting. I think I might have Jack, personally, but I don't know. Bridge?
Yeah. I think that the wee bit that I read about Kamara when he was playing international, he was playing very well, and he was playing pushing up front. So I don't know whether he prefers to play an attacking role in the midfield, which would be good for us as well. But I don't know how good he would be if we allowed that to happen. What we're going to do with the others, and so on and so forth. So I'm not that sure if we put Kamara in there, he's going to be a holding midfielder, defensive midfielder, call what you like. But the last time he played in that light for us, he wasn't that great. People said, I personally think I was brilliant. I thought it was a smashing game for us.
All right, I'll cut across you. We'll join by a caller. Evening, caller.
Evening, Ox there. Evening, guys. Blue Star.
All right.
I got a new phone today, Ox. My brother's trying to get me a new laptop so I can get on to use properly.
All right, okay.
But I've not swapped the SIM card there yet. I was still trying to find the apps. Listen, that's an interesting one. You're talking to with Port and Bridge there. I happened to watch the Northern Ireland game, and certainly Davis, as you were saying, guys, the last few games that he did play, you've got to admit he couldn't run about for the, well, so I thought he wasn't running about certainly for the whole 90 minutes. But seeing that game the other night, Ox, honestly, he ran for the first minute to the very last, and he done his usual. He was going forward all the time. But funnily enough, as Port Bear said there, so was Kamara. And I was actually surprised to see him getting the ball before that in his own half, and he really was surging forward. I've got to be honest, guys, I've never really seen him playing that way before. He was more or less just kind of sitting it. He was more or less kind of sitting in kind of midfield and passing the ball, if you know what I mean, Ox. But and for Finland, he really was getting forward, you know. But whether he could do that with us, I think the setup would all need to be changed, because most of the guys we've got in midfield, for me, they are kind of sitting. Mm-hmm. Certainly Jack does now. And as you know, last year, certainly Jack was getting forward and scored a couple of goals. But the last few games, he's definitely been made to sit. There's no doubt about that.
Kamara, we have not seen him in that positive role, but people who have watched Finland, I think it's Swindon, Finland.
It's close.
He plays more positive, didn't he?
Does it no sound like it? Does it sound like
no,
Finland?
Nothing like it at all.
Aye, Ox, you know, I'm a Blue Star. I seen the highlights of him, and you know, he was really click the ball and driving. I've always said Glenn Kamara, for me, when you watch him on the ball, he looks classy, and if you think about it in leg terms, and you know, he looks the fittest. He's got the, you know, he just looks smooth as a player compared to Ryan Jack. I think Davis was well up there when he was younger, but with Davis's legs aging, I think obviously Kamara is the guy with running power in there. So it was interesting to see him doing that the other night, driving at the heart of the fence, you know, and really linking up with their front line. So maybe Glenn Kamara has gave Gerrard another headache to find, you know, is he a sitter or is he the guy that's going to go and get involved forward? But he certainly get the legs up.
Oh, can I ask a question, guys? What's the score with Aribo? What exactly was wrong with him, Ox? Did it say?
My understanding is, mate, he come down on his, what do you call it? Is his coccyx bridge? Is that what you call it? The small of your back?
It's the wee bone at the bottom of the base of the spine, yeah.
That was one of the ones where somebody made a back for him, Blue Star, and he fell right on it.
Oh, as he came out and said that he's fit or no? Because the bits I read that just mentioned Defoe and the rest, it never mentioned Aribo at all, you know.
Aribo's not been mentioned, Port Bear.
It's been strangely quiet. You know, the manager hasn't confirmed or denied. He's basically not said what's wrong with him or if there is anything at all, if he's fit yet. For some reason, it's been kept on the hush. And fair play, if they're still continuing to keep things on the lowdown in Ibrox, then I understand. But you know, it makes you wonder why, what's going on? Why is he not telling us? Because everybody else has been spoken about, but why not Joe Aribo?
Well, hopefully he'll be back soon. I think we've missed the entertainment for Aribo. He's got that X Factor, Blue Star, isn't he?
Oh, definitely. As I say, I don't think there was manias on here last year, Ox, that didn't kind of criticise the guy. And as Port Bear said there, he brought up a good point when you're talking about the likes of Kamara. You see Aribo for the first 4 games. Was it the first 4 games? No, first 3. He was getting the ball and he was driving, he was scoring goals, he was putting wee flicks on. Honestly, that Kamara was doing the exact same for Finland. And I get it that he's playing with different players, etc. But it shows you he's got it in his armoury, you know. Maybe if we could get him playing that bit forward, but then again, as I say, it would need to play in whatever our manager's system. What I would say, I would agree with Port Bear on the one about on Kamara, Ox. See if you actually watch the guy, he's a very, very elegant player, and I get his point when he says Jack's maybe a kind of what we'd classify as a Scottish player. Kamara, isn't he? To me, Kamara is quite an elegant player. But he honestly, in that Finland game, goodness me, he was the guy looked pure class. Honestly, he did. Really good class.
And remember, Blue Star, mate, 50 grand. He looks a lot more than 50 grand when you watch him at Rangers and in Finland, mate.
Definitely. I mean, if our managers going to continue to try and play the guy, whether it's every 2 games or whatever, his value will definitely increase, because especially European teams, they've got to be looking at the likes of him, because, as I say, he's very, very classy on the ball. I mean, he looks the part, he really does.
Where are you standing in the other big 2 decisions about the centre halves and the goalkeeper, Blue Star, before we've been joined by Alex? But where do you stand?
Well, to be fair, we've all criticised the big game, and Goldson this season, there's no doubt about it. He's been playing a blinder. He definitely has. I've got to be honest. See when that was it ball again? When we brought him in, I've got to be honest. Seeing that Aberdeen game, I thought he was absolutely outstanding. I really did. Obviously, since then we've not seen him, so I don't know. Will he change it? He's certainly coming out in the press as if to tell us all that the 2 players for most positions are definitely going to get chances, because he knows himself that the amount of games they're going to get injuries. So all these guys are going to get chances. Funnily enough, he even mentioned B. Patterson this morning, and that was good to hear, because he was telling you straight that he was pushing Tav, so he obviously thinks highly of the young boy too. But the other big guy, Helander, I said last year, what I seen him, I wasn't that keen. I've got to be honest. I thought he was a bit fragile looking. But to be fair to the guy, the games that I've seen him, he's done well with Goldson. He has. Whether he'll change it or not, I really don't know, mate.
All right. Okay, we'll be joined by Alex. Evening, Alex.
Hi, Ox. How you doing, mate?
I'm all right, mate. All right. Yeah, a bit busy, but I'm all right personally.
Good discussions again. How's the bridge, man, and Port Vale doing?
Oh, Alex, I'm doing fine, Phil. Thanks. Oh, and yourself? Are you doing well yourself, pal?
I'm doing fine, bridge, man. You're sounding great. Skype.
Oh, thanks, pal. Thanks.
Sorry.
Oxtail's keeping us all going, as you know.
We're trying to sell a dishwasher.
No, you don't want to sell a dishwasher. I just want to put on at the right time. Put the dishwasher on if I forgot what I was doing. Idiot.
I've been married to a dishwasher.
Fox has made an offer. Anybody wants to come in, Fox has made an offer. 20 quid for Bridges dishwasher.
He married a dishwasher.
That's so bad, Foxy. You know, the lady Rangers Radio listeners will be looking and listening to that and saying, "My goodness gracious, my goodness gracious." When you see Foxy at the bistro, he looks nothing like how he sounds when he says these things.
Hey, Bridge, I better know. If you're talking about the dishwasher, I better not mention the washing machine then.
We banned the washing machine, but because of the Rangers Radio thing, the bloody thing was going crazy.
Oh dear. We're live, Alex. Totally live.
Brilliant. Platter's good tonight, boys.
What's on your mind, mate? Obviously, we're slowly building up to a game on Saturday. Seems a long time ago since we last played, but what's your thinking on the 2? Well, we'll say 3. We'll say 4. Right up the spine of our team. What's your thinking, mate?
Well, I've picked out a wee team there. I've done a Fox tonight. I've went a wee bit left of field. I'm sticking with McLaughlin in goals. I think the big guy's done nothing wrong, so he deserves
to. You're going to play McLaughlin and McGregor.
And right back, Goldson, Hollander, and I'm assuming that Barisic is going to be missing the way he's been talking. So, but every faith in Big Bassy. I think the big guy's come in and done well the couple of appearances we've seen him.
Mm-hmm.
Got to go Jack, and I'm going to throw in Balogun to be the holding midfielder.
Sitting midfielder.
Yeah. Okay. And I'm going to put Kamara in front of the too, with Roof out in the right, Kent in the left, and Morelos up top.
You're taking Stephen Davis out the team?
I'm taking Reid Davis out the team because he's kind of age factor. He's and because he played with Northern Ireland and that there, but Gerrard doesn't need to push players, pick the same players all the time. He needs to utilise his squad because we've got European games coming up as well as domestic matches. So he's in the favourable position that he can use his squad. So he's got no need to keep the same players in the team all the time. So that was just my thoughts on it.
Well, mate, I can see you rushing up. How about you? Gary? Evening, Gary.
Evening, lads. How we getting on?
How we doing, Gary?
Hi, Gary.
The
How you
RCD
getting on?
modelling a Castore strip there, Gary.
That's it. I've posted up there after Port Bears interview last night.
I must admit, I preferred your other picture of your wee lassie in it.
She's not got her tackling yet.
Just quickly, you happy with what you purchased?
Aye, I was in the other day there as well, just for another revisit, and still amazed with the amount of people running about with bags full of stuff. And I was just in to purchase a nice wee t-shirt this time. So honestly, some of the stuff I'm seeing about folk moaning about the quality and all that, I don't even know if it's our fans or if it's just people drumming up noise. Because in that place there wasn't one unhappy customer.
No, I've cut across you, Gary. We've been joined by another caller. Oh, can you turn the show off, Dale, in the background? Dale?
Aye.
Can you turn the show off in the background?
Oh, yeah, hold on, I forgot, mate. Sorry about that.
That's all right, mate.
You're getting old.
You're not the oldest stone here tonight, mate. How you doing, mate?
I know. I'm good, mate. I'm good. I just got into work there, and I just heard Denver Bear signing off.
Aye.
And as I say, I've been in touch with Interpol to try and find out who he is, but they wouldn't tell me either. They said the investigation's ongoing. So they'll not tell you nothing, you know. But I'm kind of sorry I missed them, you know.
Interpol. That's very good, that one, by the way. Well done, Dale. That's clever stuff.
How you doing, Dale? What's on your mind?
Nothing much, mate. I know. I don't. There's a lot of times when I'm working because I'm the same time scale as what Denver Bear is.
Mm-hmm.
So we're the 8 hours behind. But I work for myself.
Right.
So when I decide I want to come home and listen to the show, I just came home. He'll get sacked. I don't think it sounds like, you know. But was he not saying he was a carpenter?
I think he's. I don't know what he is. I'll come with me. I don't think he's a carpenter.
Oh, he's not a joiner. Oh, right, okay. Because I was going to say, you know, there's a lot of wood up there, you know, where he lives, you know. So there's a lot from the So, just again looking forward to the game on Saturday. The international breaks they do my head in now, you know, because there's so little content. I know you guys are, you know, you try to keep it going and all the rest of it, but a lot of the other stuff, you know, nobody's really interested, so there's not a lot on. Aye. I don't watch them.
Seriously, it is really tough for us because there's no news comes out for about
I know.
6 days, you know.
I know, and, you know, I'm trying to go and lie in the morning and try and get some news, and it's just the same old stuff every day, you know.
Mm-hmm.
They're all just speculating, you know.
All right, we're going to go back to Gary, who was just in the middle of telling us about his Castore adventure in the shop.
Aye. Well, that's what he was saying, that there was bags full and there was mums standing at the side shouting down a phone saying, "What size is he? What size is he?" So I don't know if Christmas is getting bought early or whatever, but I tell you, not even the actual buying taps. There was folk coming back in with their taps, getting their name and all that printed on. And I don't know how much they're charging for that, but the queue for that was unbelievable and all. And you're just like, if that's one shop, what is it going to be like once we start getting the ball rolling with other shops? You know what I mean?
Aye, I'll say it again, Port Bear. We're not getting any negativity.
It's definitely a minority, mate, in my opinion. If you go on this show's listeners and, you know, regular callers, it's definitely, in quality terms, the quality seems to be of high standards. The small complaint we've had on here is obviously customer service.
Yep.
We've gave options tonight on the show. How me personally, I'm willing to help people with any problems that they've got. Can I just add, Ox, here, like Gary just touched on, there will be extra shops opening up fairly soon, especially in Glasgow. The next one, I believe it's going to be in October. So, I think that's onwards and upwards, and that's again, Rangers will look to strengthen their, clutches in the football strip market and deal with more and more complaints, mate. Yep.
Poor Bear, Oxford was saying that when we get introduced, were you not supposed to give romantic advice?
I can't.
Is that going to go tie? Is that going to tie in with your what do you call it? If someone wants to help, you want to help them out. Is it romantically as well as something else?
No, it's child benefit advice.
Child benefit. I love it. Nice one, Oxford. Nice one.
Port, Garrigan, see what you're saying about the customer service. What I noticed about the shop is see the guys at the door and the lassies that are actually working in the shop, like they couldn't be more helpful. I was starting my wee lassie went to go in, and he's the guy at the doors saying no long now, and he talking away to her, and didn't need to do it. If you didn't make her laugh and all the rest of it, and it just a great experience, a good atmosphere about the place, and I don't know. I was maybe expecting, I don't know, walking into Ralph Lauren kind of shop, and I think it's got to be too expensive. Whereas
if you believed everything on social media, Gary, people would have you believing on social media up at the Rangers shop was absolute chaos. People getting off their head, regarding their tops, etc. Andy Cole basically told us last night, he's a marketing guy for Castore. He told us last night he spent a couple of days in the Glasgow shop at Ibrox, actually on the till, on the ground and facing the punters, positively, negatively, and he gave them all, their options on how to get stuff returned, etc. So the guy's done his bit. He's put himself on the firing line in store. So, I'm not going with my experiences, mate. I can't speak for all Rangers fans, and I know that. But certainly what I heard last night and what I've had in myself at the moment, I've had a very positive experience with Castore, and I'll continue to back them, mate, 100%.
Well, I will say, Gary, before we move on, you're the first one I've seen on the show with a medium tap.
For sure.
Well done, Gary.
Not for long, I don't think.
We're all jealous.
He's trying to sell them, isn't he? He's trying to resell them because they're like hotcakes at the moment now.
There's enough in my choice.
Right, Deal, how do you see it going at the weekend? Do you see any problems?
No, I don't. No, I don't. Especially, after hearing that they get well beaten. I think it was Kilmarnock, wasn't it? What was it, 4-1? I think they're still finding their feet, but we just got to keep playing, and keeping the back door shut, as much as possible. And I think I don't really see a problem, with Dundee United this weekend, except if it's an early kickoff. That might be a problem for me.
Just in case people haven't heard you before, let people know where you are, so we're not jealous.
I'm out in Los Angeles.
That's enough. The jealousy is ripping out of me here.
Any jobs, Dale?
It's kind of tough right now. What it is at the moment, I went out to my truck this morning and I thought it was snowing, right? See the fires here in California.
Wow.
I mean, I'm miles away from them. I'm down the South Bay, Los Angeles, but up north, the fires are so bad that the sun is glowing orange in the morning through the sky, and all the ashes are coming down.
Silver lining.
Here you go. And then all the ashes are falling. The ashes from the fires are falling on all the motors and all that. And it looks like snow. And you can just smell it. You can smell the wood burning. It's pretty bad here. The air quality anyway is pretty bad. But the weather's still good,
But it's not anywhere near you, Dale.
Oh, definitely no. I was there for 32 years, guys. I know what the weather's like. Standing at the bus stops and falling on my backside in the black ice and all the rest of it. And no, it's not for me. That's why I tell you I wouldn't go up to Colorado either.
It's the snow that frightens you. It's the snow that frightens you, isn't it?
No, it's not the snow. It's the aftermath of the snow. It's the ice.
Right, okay. The icy stuff.
Aye, that catches me every time. No, definitely. It's no worries here.
Is there a supporters club there?
What's that, sorry?
There was a supporters club set up that way?
Aye, it'd be the Orange County Rangers Supporters Club. They're, very, very well connected, obviously to NARSA, and all the rest of it. And there's a couple of boys in that club that are actually organisers, of NARSA. And they work very hard, to promote the support out here, and it's a massive support. It really is. There's just a lot of boys out here,
Dale, if the supporters club's anything like the programme Orange County, we don't want to be in it. The amount of females that's in it.
No, well, you can't say things like that.
That's shocking, by the way. That's shocking.
What we're saying, the Foxes opened a book up. We're putting £2 away each, and we're putting that by every week. So we'll be under a couple of weeks, do all right.
Aye, you can see. You can all stay at my house, all right. You can sleep in the flare, back to the old days.
Listen, mate, don't tell us that.
No. Aye. That offer will be taken.
Aye, I can imagine. Aye, it's nice out here, but you miss Scotland, you miss the party and the boys, and all the rest of it. That's where the big difference is. But
different social scene, mate.
Oh, it's virtually non-existent, really, to be honest, compared to what it is in Glasgow. I mean, I always remember. I fancy going down the pub. I could walk in there myself and just be in there all night, just talk to everybody that was in there. As you know, I'm a talker. But over here, half the time they don't understand me anyway, and they keep asking me if I'm Russian or Australian or something like that. And even still, after 25 years.
I was with the Blue Star one night. I thought he was Swahili.
The only one they've asked me is if I'm Chinese, but that would be a bit obvious, I would imagine. But
Dave, what is it for the COVID thing? Is it a lot better over there, or is it worse, you reckon?
No, it's worse. But as far as if you're going by, per head, there's a lot more cases. But the thing is that I don't think the police haven't been really enforcing it. It's definitely not as strict here, anywhere close to what it is back there. I keep in touch with a lot of my pals back there, and they'll just tell me, every time you go to a pub, it's just not any fun because let's face it, you can't socialise. You've got to stay that 6 feet away. You can't play the jukebox. All that kind of stuff. Whereas here, because of the weather being so good, the opportunity is to open the pubs outside a lot more and the restaurants. So, that gets a lot more people out. But it's really crazy rules where if you go into a pub here, and even if it's on the outside and you're seated at a table, as long as you have a mask on, then you can be seated around people and talking and just take your mask off when you're having a drink. But if you're standing next to that table, talking to the people at the table, you have to stand there and constantly wear a mask and be 6 feet away from them. I don't know. I don't understand half of what's going on. I just wish it would all like everybody else.
I quite like the sound of that Blue Star quiet pubs. You know me, I don't make a lot of noise.
No, that's right.
Maybe not so much now.
Can I come in on this?
Only when there's a couple of hundred in it.
Aye.
When you go, Bridget, then we'll go.
No, I was just to say I was in a restaurant with my wife yesterday, and everybody working in the restaurant they've got to have masks on. Mm-hmm. The punters didn't need to have masks. So, not saying that people did wear them, but didn't need to until we went out in the buses.
I thought they stopped at half-price meals out Bridge.
No half price. Yeah, right. They have stopped that. They have.
All right, Alex. How do you see us lining up on Saturday, mate? You putting your and plus you putting your name down for the Los Angeles trip?
Oh, aye,
So, you want
definitely.
Orland. Is there any more callers coming in?
I told you, Dale. I told you.
I need to get a bigger house.
I just, as I said, my team there, I think it'll go the 4-2-3-1 again, and it's just
Right.
trying to put the positions into their slots. It's just depending, obviously. If Aribo's fit, then he comes into the team. But we
You think
don't
it'd
know
be
his
fair?
situation.
You think it would be fair and Big Balogun experimenting when he's just coming back from injury?
Yeah.
I think the big man will be jumping out of skin to try and get a game again. As the guy said earlier against Aberdeen, the very first game, he was outstanding that game. And then he's obviously lost his place because he's due to injury. So I think it would just be brilliant just to get the chance of getting out there in the park and playing again. But it shows you Gerrard's, if he does get into that kind of position, that the big man is adaptable to be playing different roles within the team. And I think against Dundee United, I think we could experiment there. But it's only my thought. Gerrard might be.
And plus, we're only having a bit of debate. Aye. Port Bear.
I get where Alex coming from. How you doing, Alex? I just feel Balogun, unfortunately, like we've all says, when you get injured in your team at the moment, you know, whether you get back in's the next question. All your guys are playing to tap with their game. And I heard the gaffer in a wee interview today regarding Connor Goldson mentioning, you know, he came under a lot of criticism last year, but he touched on, you know, did I use him too much? And this was Gerrard asking this question. He felt maybe he overused Connor Goldson last year. So we're in a great position right now. We've got, you know, Goldson, Hollander, Balogun, Edmondson and Katic, you're all injured. I would just keep Balogun there, the new Alec, personally, just to keep him. If anything happens to my back two at the moment, he can come in, you know, and deputise him at the moment and see if we can get his place back. I think it's great there's competition and that level of competition because right now I kind of split the three of them. And if I'm being totally honest, Connor Goldson's a men's start of the season, probably his best start since he's came to the club. He's looked assured, confident. He's not put a foot wrong. But near his other two, near his Balogun. Balogun only lost his position due to injury. And that's the way our the spine is in my team. Alan McGregor only lost his position due to injury. And the guys that have come in have said, right, try and get me back out. So they've laid a challenge to the guys. And that's the way I like to keep things because I think the challenge in the dressing room, the challenge in the training field creates you to be more hungry at your weekend games and stuff when you're playing opposing teams. So I would keep it the way it is, Alec, unfortunately, but I get where you're coming from, pal.
Right, Gary?
Aye, just Porter seen that bit of the interview as well, and the thing is, he's got the opportunity to have, was it 5 substitutions? So I think the way he's kind of describing that is if probably games that we're seeing at the game, he'll be able to take Golson off for a rest near the end of the game and then put Balogun on, or vice versa if it's Hollander or whatever. So I think he's got to try and keep them all fit and healthy with having this kind of extra substitutions, and hopefully that'll help us when it comes up to the meaningful games like it says, the ones that are going to be like the Old Firm and the European nights and stuff like that. I think that the cup games and stuff like that, I think we might see maybe Golson now being able to get dropped out because we have got that good backup there. Did somebody say Barris was injured?
Rumour has it he's got a knock, mate. It's not been confirmed yet. He was on the bench for Croatia in the second game. Dale, and then we'll go to Blue Star. How would you line us up, brah?
The way I'd look at it is, you know, I was listening to the manager's interview as well, and I think it's a welcome sign that we actually have that kind of backup, you know, that he can rotate. And I suppose it'll be until somebody either gets injured or makes a mistake that he'll just get the solid ones back in again. I think replacing Goldson, I think he's one of the best at making these long diagonal balls. you know, from a defence, you know, up front. But we've not really had much a chance to see Balogun playing, except for really that first game, you know. So I suppose we'll just need to wait in the team sheet, you know.
Blue Star, it's I think it's great that we're debating different players. The team's no picking itself. That's got to be a positive, isn't it?
100%, Ox, because as we know, all last season and everything else, let's be honest, he had to rely on more or less a kind of basic 13, maybe 14 players, whereas this season he's got options more or less at near enough 90% of positions. I'm intrigued at the weekend to see if Dundee United, because they're playing at Ibrox, if they change their system any. Up until now, every game they've attacked, and I'm being honest, I don't think Nielsen will change that. I think he will have a go at us, and I think if he does that, then their class will kind of cut them open. On the other hand, Docs, I think you mentioned that a couple.
Nielsen's at Hearts, mate. It's Mickey Mellon's their manager.
Oh, sorry. As I'm thinking that if he will only change his tactics. On the other hand, I'm intrigued. I think you said a couple of weeks ago, up until now, let's be truthful here. Whether it's we've been brilliant or the other teams have just, most of them have defended. It'll be interesting to see if they actually do have a go at us and see how we go on, because up until now I know we've had 5-6 shutouts, but we've not really had a lot attacking against us. Do you know what I mean? So I'm actually looking forward to it. I think they will come and have a bit of a go. I genuinely do.
He's a manager that's known for positive football.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think that'll play into our hands.
Oh, yeah, and you come, Fox.
I think John McLaughlin should retain his place, and I would go for a really attacking team of Taverner, Goldson, and Balogun and Barisic, a midfield three of Kevin Thompson, Stephen Gerrard and Gary McAllister. Up front, I would have Ryan Kent with Morelos in the middle and Ruth on the outside. And no, sorry, I made an error say that. I would have Kent, Joe Aribo, and Ryan Kent in the three, a 4-2-3-1, and Ruth up front.
Kent, Joe Aribo, and Ryan Kent.
Yeah, Kent, Joe Aribo, and who did I miss out then?
Kamara.
No, you said Kent twice.
No, I said Morelos.
I've only got one thing to say. Fox, thanks for the call. Don't be a stranger. We'll speak to you.
I'll tell you one thing, you'll not beat my midfield.
Put that whiskey back in the cupboard, Fox.
Oxshire, can we send Fox to the HR department, please, Monday?
I think he needs to go in the morning, mate, and be tested.
I have to be honest, in his defence, I think Gerrard would be a great signing for us.
Oh, I would love it.
Superb, mate.
Oh dear.
Well, I watched him just when he came on and played in the sort of the friendly match, and he waltzed it. He absolutely waltzed it. Never broke.
Yeah. See the three boys he put in for two of the goals.
Just magic. Just magic.
He just cut them open, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, the players just sitting there going, turning and looking at each other, going, "What? Why is he in the stand? Why is he down in the side?"
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Oxshire, what's your thinking in team terms?
I think because of the way Gerrard sets up, we'll assume that Barisic is fit. If he's no fit, I think you've got to bring Big Bassy in. I think he'll set up with a back four because that's what he does. And I would keep Hollander in the team. The midfield's intriguing for me. And Kamara, great form for Finland. Do you bring him back in? Gerrard's getting this thing about Barker. I don't see it myself personally, but
no.
he's picked the team and he's found a slot for him. He's got young Hadji's played the last couple of games.
Yep.
Again, I think the boy's got ability, but he's raw. It's a raw talent. So I would have him in the team personally, but the manager picks the team.
Do you think he'll play Davis?
I do actually. I do think he'll play Stephen Davis.
Yeah.
I think you know that Stephen Davis is fit. I don't think Stephen Davis will play on Thursday, but yeah.
No, it'll be too much, won't it?
I think he'll play on Saturday, and then he might not. He'll sit out the European tie. Yeah.
I think in the European ones, Ox, he as you say, he definitely likes Hadji, doesn't he?
He does. I mean,
he's played him near enough. He's played him in order.
And then we'll go to the big question, Port Bear, and I'll take this to Alex. The big question is Morelos. Alex.
Yeah, I think we've either got to use him, Oxtail, like I said earlier on, in the squad. Riley's a Rangers player, and if he's on his way out, we need to get him firing because we're going to command the best price if we get him firing. And so it's like a tale of two stories. It's very difficult. Gerard's got you were getting through the midfield there, Oxtail. It's so hard to pick your midfield right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good headache. But Morelos is a conundrum, isn't he? He's created a. Is he going or is he staying? If he's staying, we need to get him fit and firing. If he's going, we need to get him fit and firing and get him at the door.
Alex, in you come. I know you put your team out there, but it's a big debate we've got to have in it. Morelos.
I would start Morelos. I think the time scale that it was actually a good thing for him because it's the Hamilton game. All right, his face was with thunder during that 90 minutes, but he sat for the last week and a half, 2 weeks, and he's obviously had time to reflect on where he is, his position at the club, and what he needs to do to either get his move, as Port Bear says, or stay and battle for his place in the team. So I think that period of time that he sat there, I would like to think Gerard's been in his ear to get his attitude back on course for firing us back to the where we want to be. So I would start Morelos on Saturday. He's your best striker. There's no two ways about that. When he's on form, he's different class. And we hitting maybe still being an injury. Roof missed too many chances at Aki's for me. So I think he's got to be that focal point again in the team.
So would you take? I know you've gave your team, but would you take Roof right out or play him on the right?
No. I would keep Ruth, but I would be taking Hadji out the team, and I'd be taking Barker out the team. I don't think they two ticked any boxes for Gerard.
I want to get around the panel for this. We've all gave our teams, but who thinks that Hadji and Barker won't be picked by the manager? Right? Port Bear. Sorry, Hadji and Barker. Port Bear.
I don't think Barker will be picked, but I think Hadji will be in, mate.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Blue Star?
It's a difficult one because we've got quite a few midfielders. I think Ox, I'm a bit like yourself. I just don't see it for the guy Barker. Honestly, I would rather see him playing Roof on the right, Morelos in the middle, and Thingby Kent out in the left bit. I know that. I don't think he'll play Barker. I think there's a chance he could play Hadji. Aye.
All right. Okay. Dale.
Yeah. I don't think Barker will play if it's windy. I think you know what I mean, because
he's here.
It's kind of funny. It's kind of funny to look at. You might distract, the other players. No, certainly. I mean, I wouldn't play Barker, especially obviously if Joe Aribo's fit. Hadji, I think they could start him on the bench. To be honest with you, and I do agree with the other guys as far as Morelos is concerned. I would give him a start and see how he does. With Roof. Mm-hmm. That's really about it for me.
Aye, okay. Gary?
If there's probably somebody that's got to drop out the team, it would be Barker. But in his defence, in the last game, he did create and cause a guy to get sent off in the opposition team and stuff like that. So he has created a position where folk are watching him rather than watching our main guys. So I give him credit that way.
The manager, I mean, sometimes you get players like this who the manager likes and the fans can't see it. Alex, then Bridgman.
No, you're right. I was actually going to throw something at you. Listen, I know, I know we're all defending McLaughlin, right, because of obviously the solid performances that he's put in so far. Would we have the same opinion if Celtic stick with McLaughlin or throw McGregor in?
For me, it's McLaughlin, mate. At the moment, I think Alan McGregor's been absolutely marvellous for us at times. Fantastic goalkeeper. I also think that McLaughlin brings a bit of calmness to the back four.
Yeah.
Let's just say there was times the last 2 seasons where Alan's got a bit excitable.
Aye, but he's also put in some brilliant performances against Celtic. Listen, I agree with you. For me, McLaughlin's done nothing wrong at all. But McGregor is the guy for the big occasion. A penalty save at Parkhead. But you'll never know that until McLaughlin gets tested. But so far, so good for me.
Bridgman, Barker or Hadji, do you think the manager will pick either or?
I hope he doesn't.
Or both?
Well, I hope he leaves both out, personally. But the manager being the manager, he probably will find a slot for them. And I think he would probably go, as I tried to say to you, I think he'll go with the most of the fit players from the last game we had who were successful. So I think he'll go that way. And that would include Hadji and Barker.
All right. Dale, squad has developed under Gerrard, there's no doubt.
Oh, it's been unbelievable. Just over the past couple of years. Just the absolute turnaround of players and, getting us up to the quality we have now. Because I remember back, I watched Rangers all the way through, for 2012 all the way through the lower leagues. Even though, I'm watching for the armchair type thing. And just the improvement is just unbelievable. And the quality, and now we can talk about players going for millions. Instead of, we were back in the 50,000 mark back then. We couldn't even afford that. And now we're talking about some of our players going for millions of pounds, So I think it's amazing the turnaround. And Gerrard, obviously with his name, but obviously with the coaching staff and all the rest of it, they're going to nail it one of these days, for sure. And I just hope it's sooner rather than later.
Port there.
I just echo what Dale says. Great point there. I just think under Gerrard, we've came, bear in mind he's only here, 2 seasons. He turned around in squad to what he inherited and to what he's created. You got to, he can be pretty ruthless. So I think people have the work to it. He's quite, sharp at getting them back out the door as well. I think we've created a squad where, like I said a minute ago, when you're injured, or if you're form-drops, you're going to be out and there's guys there, chomping at a bit to take your place, and they're hungry. And that creates, a winning mentality in the team because you're actually trying to win your position in your team to get playing. So hopefully that creates the character that these guys desire and need to win, a title, to take Rangers to 55, mate. I don't think we're, far away from it. The Gaffer touched on, he's looking for a couple more signings, so let's hope that happens as well.
Obviously, this game will be, hopefully we get a result and score a few goals, Port. This rivalry that's appeared, I don't know if that's the right word, but let's just say that our support are very fond of the D United, in particular the support, and maybe the ex-chairman as well, but because the way they try to put the boot in us, and we've got long memories, but it would be sweet for our support if we could put a barrel load past them.
There's a a great subplot of the weekend, mate, in my opinion, in regards to this fixture. I mentioned earlier in the show, you know, there's a bit of needle in regards to our fans. They don't forget Oxford, and rightly so. The ex-chairman and Mr. Levine were quick to basically starting Rangers' throats to send them down the leagues. You know, when a fine, in my opinion, a fine would have been sufficed.
Paul Lambert came out with that today. What a man, Scottish football, mate.
That's what I'm about to touch on, mate. Paul Lambert, you know, action across the other side, has come out and said that, you know, a fine would have been absolutely fine, and just leave him, because he reckons Scottish football in general, especially top league, top division, has struggled without Rangers in there. So, you know, it's pretty honest for him, and fair play to him.
Maybe he's decided to go back to his roots, but that's another story. The support would make it sweet if we got a result. Gary?
Very much so. If it's one, not so much the team, but that chairman. To see a good 6-0 victory would be lovely. But no, to go off the topic, but see, I was quite shocked to hear Gerard say that it was Jordan Jones' injury wasn't as bad as first feared, and I'm like, that guy's been frozen out, so why are you even worrying if his injury's bad or not?
Were you hoping it was serious?
Not so much serious, but like I didn't think Gerard would really mention him.
On the bench. He's been on the bench the last 2 games, hasn't he?
Aye, so I'm like, I was surprised they even mentioned him, because since he wasn't in his plans, he was ready to go to Middlesbrough and all the rest of it. It's a strange one, but Barker's back in the team, so stranger things have happened.
Aye, I know. I don't get the Barker thing myself, but there you go. The manager will say about Bob and Gibbs. This rivalry with Dundee United, is it something and nothing, Alex? Or is it real?
Oh, it's very much real, pal. I can remember, I think, was it a semi-final of Scottish Cup? They played them at Ibrox. They virtually had the Ibrox. And Stevie Thompson, the chairman, said that he feared for his safety that he couldn't sit in the director's box at Ibrox. What a load of tosh that was. But the goading and the support, because they were, you know, levels above us football-wise at the time, I would just love us to get out there and absolutely pummel them on Saturday and show them a wee bit of humility, give them a wee taste of their own medicine, because without Scottish football, or without us, Scottish football has very much been on the back foot. Now we're back. They're the new boys back in the league. So let's go to town with them. That's what I say.
Dale?
Well, to be honest with you, you know, the last really good game I watched against Dundee United, I think we beat them, what was it, 7-1?
7-1, yeah.
Aye, 7-1. I remember watching that through the archives and stuff. And then I was really glad when they get relegated, you know, after, you know, the remarks against us. And I'm the same as the rest of the boys. I really hope we go out there and put a right few past them. You know what I mean? Just to bury that hatchet. You know. So as I say, I'm looking forward to the game, and I think it will be a high-scoring game for Rangers' point of view. You know, I'm hoping the boys click in, and obviously, I know that the defence is strong enough. You know, Dundee's United's not getting there that's going to surprise Rangers. You know, we should be able to defend against a team that's just come up. No problem. So, I mean, I know you're probably not looking for a prediction, but I'm hoping for about 6-0.
Oh, superb.
That's ambitious, is it not?
Well, what's wrong with that? Nobody can batter me. Aye, nobody can batter me, you know what I mean? I still 6,000 miles away.
I was going to
We will hunt you down.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant, pal. 6-0. Wow. I love it. I just love it. Well, no, it's, hey, we all hope it. We all hope that. Absolutely.
Oh, 6 and you're 1-0 every week.
Oh, excuse me. The 1-0 is the least. I'm going with the least. right? I've tried to say to you, I just want us to win. A 1-0 is a victory for me. Great. I don't want to lose any goals, so 1-0 it is. At least. However, I hope they mollocate them, obviously.
Mollocate them. Well, lads, you find this hard to believe. We've reached this time of the evening. Reached the time of the evening. Brilliant show, brilliant compliments tonight, and brilliant content for you all. What about you, Bridge?
What can I say? I'll echo your words, what you said there. Absolutely brilliant show. Well done, Oxchair. And Port Bear, once again, good stuff for you, pal. Thank you. Can I just say to all the Rangers fans all over the world, and particularly the Rangers fans here on Rangers Radio, every single one is 2 sleeps, and the famous are playing. We can watch them. Keep it going for the Rangers, because the Rangers really need us.
Thanks to everybody that called in tonight. Too many to mention. Great calls, great content, and I thank you all. Thanks to Port Bear Bridgeman. Thanks to Fox and All School Blue for doing the technicals. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow night, where Fox will be joined by Big Stevie for the drum and the Bridgeman. Take it away, All School Blue.
And it's up to the match I go. Happily we wander down the Paisley Road, me and my wee pal George. We'll love to see the lasses with their blue scarves on. We'll love to hear the boys all roar. But I don't have to tell you that the best of all, we'll love to see the Rangers score. Exhibitions in the Scottish Cup, we gave the Wembley Wizard a do. And when the Rangers win the European Cup, as we've done with everyone before, we'll gather round to Timeless Park 100,000 strong and give the boys the eye.